These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another edition of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on Sunday, February 11th, Super Bowl Sunday, after the Celtics matinee win over the Miami Heat, 110-106. Celtics hold on despite a late effort from the Heat, which, I mean, we all probably should have saw coming. It's the Heat, after all. Like, that's kind of what they do.
Right.
Lots of antics, lots of, ref involvement, rightfully so. Lots of, back and forth from the two teams, some late game shot making, some nice defensive plays throughout. Decent amount of stuff to break down here. I know we both have Super Bowl plans, so we probably won't go for an hour, but lots of content this game provided us with. So initial thoughts, I guess. We'll start there, Sam.
I like this game a lot, particularly thought the first half was great. After coming on here after they beat the Wizards on Friday and solely bitching that they didn't play any defense in the first half, the Celtics did a great job today. Specifically, came out first quarter, set the tone right away, didn't allow much of anything for Miami, and they carried that over throughout the game. They only allowed 106 today. I don't have their schedule in front of me, but it feels like it's been quite a while since they held anybody to under 110. Very happy with what they did on defense. I thought their rotations were really good today. Watching late in this game, guys were making the reads so fast, scrambling out to shooters before the ball handler could even look or think about making that pass out. So I was so happy with what I saw defensively today. These are the kind of games it feels like the Celtics are going to have to win in a playoff setting where things just aren't going to be easy. The whole earned angle came into place here today. Miami really didn't have everybody. They didn't have Jimmy Butler. They lost Josh Richardson. They then lost Rozier, who managed to take 16 shots before getting hurt kind of early in this game. So that's impressive. But I thought anytime you play Miami, you deal with the hive mind of Spoelstra through everybody. So it really doesn't matter who's wearing the uniforms. It feels like you're going to have a tough game. The Celtics did a good job of handling it today, and I'm just impressed. I'm impressed with what they did. I liked that they were able to grit this one out and also execute well enough down the stretch without necessarily putting the ball in the basket. They did the extra things to get across the finish line. The hustle, stops, offensive rebounds, all of it was great. I'm thrilled. Good job. Good win. Probably for the first time ever, shout out Timo, happy on a post game.
Yeah, great defense, great defensive effort from the Celtics, especially in that first half. You could feel it slip a little bit late in the game. The quarters went 22, 28, 29, 27 for the Heat. So no 30-point quarters, but no 25-point quarters after the first half either. They were making some tough shots in there. There were a fair amount of, Tyler Hero from 3 feet behind the line, Cody Martin making a contested one, Cody Martin falling out of bounds, making a floater over the back of the rim. Caleb Martin, sorry.
Shame on you.
Same thing. But
I wish it was the same thing. I'll tell you that.
But I thought it was good defense, like you said, good hustle, good rotations, all that stuff. A couple slip ups early from transition, but they shut that down real quick with an Al Horford block. Offensively, I thought it was really good too. Solid game all around. Jayson Tatum completely dominated this game from a playmaking perspective, just controlling the game. He had 9 assists, 26 points on 11 of 22 of 6 shooting. Like he was completely and utterly dominant. And honestly, it didn't matter. Insane he didn't shoot any free throws until the intentional foul at the end. He was driving to the rim like every other possession, and he took 0 free throws until he took those 2 at the end of the game. That's crazy. That is nuts considering how much contact he was driving into. Again, didn't matter. This is me complaining about the refs, but like considering how much he drove, it's wild.
Agree with you. Fantastic Tatum game. Loved this Tatum game. I don't know if it was his best game of the season just because he's had some remarkable ones. I think the Timberwolves one was great. But this is one of my favorite Tatum games of the year. He read the room nearly perfectly. Every big situation, it seemed like he got himself inside, got a good look at the rim, and finished him off. He only smoked a couple, and they were tough looks. There was the one where I want to say it was in the third quarter. Miami was kind of coming out of the timeout punching, and he just gets right to the basket layup. He did take a bad 3 the next possession. But besides that 3 is really the only one I can remember. He also, like you said, absorbed a ton of contact. He has gotten remarkably good at the throw my shoulder in and shoot with the other hand shot. And it goes like, it's like the weird contact floater that he does. It goes in like every time. So
Mhm.
the fact that he didn't get free throws off that today might have had to do with all those shots were going in. They were like, we can, it might have been the whole, let's see
If
if
it
it
goes
goes
in, it's not
in
a foul.
before
Yeah,
we,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That old,
But I was
that
happy with him. Like, good decision making. You texted, or you didn't text, you tweeted about the um, three where he was patient, waited for the defense to
yeah.
come over to him, and then hit Hauser in the corner for a more open look. Just
And
great
for what
work.
it's
Like,
worth, it would have been a fine shot if he took it too. Like that was an open three. It's just
correct.
he
Good
waited and
shot
he
for
made the right
great
play.
shot.
Exactly.
Big boy play.
Drew Holiday also awesome in this game. Made all his threes. Solid defender. 6 assists on the night. 5 of 6 from 3 was good. He did miss a layup in the first half or a couple. He was 0 of 2 from 2. Maybe he
No.
stays healthy too
Calculated
much.
layup miss because missed the layup, stat pad offensive rebound, stat pad assist, and add an extra point because they made a 3 instead of 2.
Sure.
Big time Missoula ball, big brain play from Drew Holiday. I won't have any of the disrespect. Good game from Holiday, but he missed layups. He didn't miss a layup. He saw an opportunity and got the extra stats across the board.
All right, buddy. Good Al Horford game. He didn't make his shots. He was only 1 of 5, but he 3 blocks on the day, 5 rebounds. He played some pretty good positional defense. Same thing for Derek White. 0 of 5 from 3. Didn't hit his shots, but he was playmaking. Some nice defensive plays from him too, especially in that first half. So no
Big
complaints.
boy blocking
Kristaps
hero.
Porzingis, you tweeted it. He was playing Nerf ball. It was just let me get somebody on my back and they're cooked. Like there's nothing he can do. I'm gonna make shots from 3 feet behind the line. I'm gonna post you up. He shot 9 free throws, made 7 of them. So Porzingis was great in this game too. Credit to him. And then Hauser good, Pritchard good, made their threes, and I was saving Jaylen Brown to the end because it's less cut and dry, I suppose. Whether this Jaylen Brown game for you,
Investigation.
this was okay. Listen, I tweeted out. Let's just take a look. Let's evaluate this Jaylen Brown game. This is all in the last like 5 minutes of the game. Flagrant foul on Duncan Robinson.
Respect.
If you watch that and you say it shouldn't be a flagrant, you're wearing green glasses. That's terrible. That was the most clear flagrant I've ever seen in
He
a
hit him with a
basketball game.
WWE arm drag.
Yeah, that's a flagrant foul. Bad. Just bad. Gave them
Good tone
they got
setter though.
not in that situation. You don't need a
Did
tone
Duncan
setter when you're
Robinson
winning.
score any more points after those free throws?
It doesn't matter. They got a 5-point
He bully
swing.
balled Duncan Robinson. Put him in his place.
Shut up. Stop.
Oh,
Stop
you don't like when someone
sarcastic.
else is positive, huh?
It is because you're positive out of being a sarcastic asshole instead of actually being positive. It's not the same. You're a dick. It's
you
not
hate
the same
Jaylen.
thing. You're gonna get me actually mad. I'm trying to have an actual conversation. Please stop. Jaylen, flagrant foul, bad. Then he got the offensive rebound, which was obviously good. Defense on Bam, good.
Excellent defense on Bam.
Great defense on Bam.
That might have been like Jaylen moment of the game. Good.
100%. Drew the foul on Duncan Robinson, also good. Then he missed 2 free throws, and then he traveled on the next possession. And then even past that, there was 2 more. I'm trying to find. Oh yeah, good
missed
3,
made 3,
and
missed
then
3.
turned it over in transition. And then he was running, and then just let it go. If the Celtics had lost this game, it probably would have been Jaylen's fault, but they didn't. And he did make an equal amount of good plays. It was just he either did something really great or he did something where you wanted to, put your head in your hands and be like, what the hell is happening? So it was very much
Nemi effect.
Exactly. Nemi effect. Yes.
6 turnovers for Jaylen is not the greatest, especially against Miami, where that's all you heard about in the spring was he was turning the ball over. So it appears they still have some sort of game plan for him that works. The good news is if Jaylen doesn't have it, which he sort of did have it today, like still had 20 points on 50% from the field. Like
he's fine. Yeah.
Like in a vacuum, that's all pretty good. Bad read the room moment with the Duncan Robinson arm drag, but
6 turnovers was also rough.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was
a
that
lot of
many throughout the game.
turnovers. And
I will say 6 turnovers for Jaylen, 3 for the rest of the team. That's not like knocking Jaylen, but like they did a pretty good job of taking care of the ball as a whole in this game, which was good.
They did a great job of just being patient against the Heat. Overall, like whether they were working from the free throw line down with Porzingis, Tatum worked low several times. They worked really hard to get Hero onto him in switches, and they tried to take advantage of it, whether it was him going right through Hero or waiting for the help defender to come and finding somebody for 3. I mean, near triple-double for the man. Just a great awareness game from Tatum. You want to talk about bad read the room from Jaylen, great read the room from Tatum, just consistent throughout. I don't often praise him, but this is the type of basketball I'd like to see Tatum play on this team. It's just nothing too much. Does a good job in the other moments where he needs to step up, and then when it's not there, he defers to the other 5 all-star caliber players on this team. Just good leadership from Tatum today. I can't say enough good things. He had a couple blocks too on the defensive end, leading by example there. Just really happy with that from him.
The NFL season is wrapping up, and there's still time to get in on the action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. Now, the app is so easy to use, and there are so many different ways to bet, like live same-game parlays, find bets in the new Explore tab, make a parlay in the Parlay Hub, the best way to find popular parlays, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/Boston and make your first bet a layup. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
This was one of his better games of the season, I would say. Maybe not statistically, but in general. And for what it's worth, like, this is the first time I think we've seen this type of Jaylen game in a long time. Like, for the most part, he has been very, very good at reading the room and at playing his defined role. And he was, it's not like he was like horrendous in this game. He shot the ball fine. It was just the moments at the end of the game in those last 5 minutes where it was like, what are we doing? Like, get yourself under control a little bit. It's just a little shaky there, Dan. Also, his
I
3-point
agree.
shot is totally whack. Like
Jaylen, yeah, you messaged
he's
me about this, go ahead.
completely slowed down his 3-point shot over the past month or so. I don't know why. Like, instead of just going straight up and shooting, he's like super slow getting up into the arc of the shot. And
the one
I
he
need to find
made
clips to prove it.
in the
It was quick.
clutch was regular.
Exactly. It happened in the first half too. I wish we were doing this after pressers so the clips would be up, because they don't come up right away. And by the time we record after the done press conferences, they're up. But in the
Pod
first
content
half,
tomorrow. Don't fret.
exactly. In the first half, the first 3 he missed was wide open and it was super slow and he bricked it. And the next one, there was a guy closing out. So he sped up and went to what should be his normal shot and he made it. So it's just super weird to see him like randomly slow down on threes. Again, I'll bring the clips up on the pod if someone reminds me to go over it because they're not up right now. But also predicting the comments for tomorrow, because I went on this whole thing, or we talked about it, how it probably wasn't the best moment for Jaylen to fling Duncan Robinson. It's not the same thing as, oh, well, Grant's was a good thing while you met him. I'm already predicting that
Ooh, I
someone's
didn't
going
even
to
think of
talk about
that.
it. Difference is Celtics had control of this game against the Heat tonight. Like this one right now, regular season game. They had control. And then they gave him the
Weren't
spark.
they up 9 when the Grant thing happened?
Were they winning that game? Maybe. Were
I
they
think
winning
were
that
up
game?
9. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe, whatever. But just, I don't know. Maybe
Still a
it's the
little
same thing.
different.
Maybe I'm green glasses. I think it's different. I think it's the difference of being down 2 on a series, try to give yourself some energy versus completely dominating an opponent. Like they were far and away the better team in this game until the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. Like they were outplaying the Heat in every aspect of it.
I agree. And I think the last 5 minutes were imperfect, but we did see a growth between last season and this, where even when it wasn't going their way and things got stagnant and a little sloppy, they still buckled down and made the right plays that were necessary to get across the finish line. Last year, they panic. They don't lock in. They don't stay concentrated enough for Porzingis to tiptoe the baseline, to tip the ball to Jaylen, who then tiptoes the baseline to give it back to Porzingis. Like, that doesn't happen last year. The stops, the consistency on defense, even when the shots weren't going for them, isn't there last year because they would get too rattled. They maintained the focus today against a well-coached Heat team with guys with a chip on their shoulder who got pummeled by the Celtics a month ago, and they carried it across the line. Like, couldn't be happier with this. It's a very strange spot for me to be overly positive against a injury-riddled Heat team. Nonetheless, it was a competitive game. It had a playoff feel. They were on the road, and they put their will on this Heat team, and there was nothing that could be done about it. And I want to give a little special roundabout shout out to Al Horford, who once again was like, hey, remember me? Throw your best big guy at me, and I will send him packing. Did a great job on Bam today. He played a big chunk of the fourth quarter because he was just hanging with him down low, and it really took the burden off of Porzingis, who didn't have to get just slammed into a bunch of times. So, W.
Yeah. Horford did a great job in this game despite not making his shots at the clip he usually does. Outside of that, I forgot O'Shea even played in this game. He played for like 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes. Same with Cornette. There's something on Twitter. Somebody tweeted out or responded to one of my tweets when the Heat were going on their little bit of a run. And it was, let me find it. They tweeted, "No timeout still" by the Celtics coach. And I didn't say anything. I'm like, all right, if this is your takeaway, it's kind of stupid. And then Joe Mazzulla had his 2 timeouts in the last 2 minutes, and he called one to save the Celtics after that clutch offensive rebound. And he called the other when Tatum got stuck in the backcourt. And so I responded to the tweet saying, "Great job by Joe Mazzulla saving those 2 timeouts to get the Celtics out of some sketchy situations." And the guy replied, "Yeah, I agree now." Which, again, goes to show, like, maybe we trust the guy who's paid a lot of money to coach one of the best teams in the NBA when he calls the timeouts. But I thought this was a good Joe game, too, for what it's worth. There was a clip in the first quarter where they played the audio from the huddle, and he was like, make sure, we're giving up a few too many open threes. Make sure to close out, at least make them think about it. And then one of the first plays in the second half, I clipped it because I thought it was a great example. He goes, "Make sure to close out, make them, double, think about before they shoot." And this was one of the first Celtics plays in the second half. Terry Rozier gets the ball. Porzingis closes out, but not too far. Jaime Jaquez drives, kicks, closes out, forces them, bad pass. Like, this is exactly what he coached. This is exactly what he told his team to do, and they executed it. So like you said, like, phenomenal defense in the first half, excuse me, by the Celtics. And then offensively, I thought the approach was pretty great all night. And if also, for what it's worth, a big reason why I think this was closer than it could have been throughout the first half a little bit, the Heat were making some tough threes, especially in that first quarter. Like they only scored 22 points in the first. Yeah, they only scored 22 points in that first quarter. But I bet if you go back and watch them, like 2, maybe 3 of their threes were like, Celtics are there. Duncan Robinson made a 3 with Luke Cornette sleeping on him. Like, it was kind of crazy. And that's what the Heat do. They make tough shots. They make the plays. And also, just to cover it, it sucked to watch the injuries in this game. Like all around, like so many injuries. What are we doing? Like, I tweeted out, Celtics Heat shouldn't play anymore. You tweeted out, Porzingis not allowed to play in Miami. Porzingis hurt his back. Rozier fell on his ankle. Josh Richardson got hurt. Like, what? Jesus, man, let's breathe. So when Jaylen like flung Duncan Robinson, I'm like, Jaylen, this is a really bad look. Like you can't have another Heat injury. They're gonna get mad.
Is Casillas Center this NBA equivalent of MetLife Stadium where guys just go there to get hurt? I think so.
I think
it should be investigated. All they did is they put a crux? Is that what they say? Like a spell on the stadium with the crypto sponsor that went under FTX Arena there. Now all of a sudden, it's a damn monster eating people alive. The Richardson one was tough. I'm notedly a big Richardson fan. Loved him when he was with the Celtics. Don't want to ever see anybody get hurt, but specifically not players that you like. Porzingis having his back get hurt. Never fun to see him go to the locker room. It's always like, hate this. And then Rozier coming down on his leg, weird, was tough. I mean, we all like Terry Rozier, even though he kind of was weird at the end of his tenure going on First Take and being like, I didn't get enough shots.
Yeah, and also just doubling back on the Mazzulla timeouts thing, we do have the stamp of approval. If you need more approval than Richard White saying another debunked narrative, look elsewhere. Richard White on board. Great game, really great game. This is, like you kept saying, like, these are the games the Celtics need to win. So it was really good to see them come out and play like this after the Wizards won.
Yeah, I like this because it had a similar feel to that Nuggets loss where it was just like both teams are throwing haymakers and it's a kind of a defensive, gritty battle playoff feel, and they actually got across the line here. So I'm fine with it. I love it. These are the games I like. To me, this is a perfect game where you play enough defense to keep the other team uncomfortable, and your offense is reliable enough where you have Porzingis cooking in the first half and you didn't stray away from him in the second half. We've seen him get off to really, really good starts and then just get iced out. Example, Denver. Tonight, 9 second half points, still was involved. made a big three in the fourth quarter. Man, does not miss clutch shots, and just helped him. Loved it. Tatum, smart game. Loved Tatum today. Can't say enough nice things.
Good all around. Thank y'all for tuning in. Let us know what you think of the game. We're off to watch the Super Bowl, which I'm sure Sam is thrilled about. Are you more excited for the commercials, genuinely? Or did they?
I'm excited to spend time with my friends and eat a lot of food. I was texting my girlfriend who all she talks about, like, she was like, I'm just thinking about my Thanksgiving plate. And this was like in August. And I was like, how you feel about your Thanksgiving plate is what I'm thinking about for this food.
Love that. Well, thanks for tuning in, chat. Make sure to subscribe to How About Them Celtics. Check us out on Spotify and Apple, obviously, as well. Enjoy your Super Bowl, which would have been last night anyways, but I'm saying it from a place of where I am currently.
As you're hearing this, you don't have to hear about football anymore. Get ready to watch the Celtics, buddy.
I'll let Sam wrap it up.
Thank you very much for listening or watching. If you're watching, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are inching towards 2150 in subs, so we'd appreciate that. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily uploads. We have game recaps like this one coming at you, full pods, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, Talking C's with Bobby, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You also have film breakdowns, rumor breakdowns, and also live streams before every single game, a half hour before. You don't want to miss any of it. Stick around. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple. Our pods and game recaps are there, audio only. So if you follow us, it'll go right to your inbox. You won't miss any of it. Email us. Tell us what you thought of the game today. hbtcpod@gmail.com. We'll be going through those as you're hearing this later today as we record our pod for Tuesday. You can also find us on socials at How About Them C's, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. The Facebook is just the name of the podcast. Our live streams are there and on YouTube and also on Twitter. Jack's Twitter is at Jack Simone NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.
That is bogus!